Well, hi there, it's Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. I am coming to you now at the end of day 2 of Unleash the Power. And what an amazing day it is. Although I have to say that to my horror, found out that I'm going to have to get up probably around 2 a.m. because the conference will start at 3:45 this morning. And honestly, on day 2, I've been a little tired. I brought these energy drinks with me and I made the mistake of not having one earlier, and I really should. So you definitely have to have your water. You have to have your snacks. You know, they're always talking about hydration, especially for the people that are there in their stadium area, because they're jumping up and down. And like, I can only imagine the energy that is created by actually being in the stadium where the seminar is taking place. But I really should have had my caffeine drink, so that's important to note. But it was a really great day. So yesterday's 14-hour nonstop experience was amazing. This morning, Tony Robbins was not at the seminar, so he has incredibly gifted, skilled people that work for him, and they also help run and teach and direct the seminars. So for today, we started off with, all right, I've got names down, I've got my notes, with Joseph McClendon III. This guy was amazing. He is a neuropsychologist. And he came out, especially it was perfect, first thing in the morning, he came out with so much energy, and he was funny, and he was sassy, and he was spicy, but he got to the deeper level of some of the psychology issues and how to harness our thoughts and to bring in our emotions to make changes. And it was really, really phenomenal. And also, so if you look him up, he is 71 years old, and this man on the stage owned that stadium of 12,000 people, and then the 7,000 of us on the Zoom. He had so much energy. I was thinking, you know, somebody put in our chat, because for the Zoom, we're all part of a chat. I feel like our lighting's a little bit bad. Maybe if I bring you closer. You know, this hotel room does not have great lighting. Everything is kind of like really down low. But somebody in the chat was mentioning that he was 71, and then everybody else was completely shocked by the fact that this gentleman was 71 years old. His energy was through the roof, and he was fit too, like goals. Definitely goals. And then another really cool thing about the seminar, so they, you know, a foundational part of this experience is getting the person in a state of just positivity and energy. And that's one thing that the psychologist talked about. He's like, you know, you've got momentum, which is, what he call it? He called it, hold on just a second. He called it, there was human momentum. And human momentum, when you want to make a decision and move forward, is from your emotions. And I do apologize, I'm not the best spoken. It's been such a long couple of days. My brain's fried in the best possible way, but I feel like my brain's kind of shutting down. So that, you know, so they really work on, they meaning the entire Tony team, the whole experience, work on creating a lot of energy. Even for those of us watching Zoom, you are dancing around. Now, I'm in a hotel room, so I can't really yell, but I mean, that the whole stadium is going crazy, but you move and you yell and also too, they get you to a state too where you are practicing gratitude. Because when we're looking to make these massive changes in our lives, or just what they called today closing the gap, coming from a place of gratitude and thankfulness puts you in a positive state to step forward in the goals that you want to. And then the other one was just regular momentum. So just regular momentum, of course, forward movement with energy. And then the human momentum is forward movement with emotion. So listening to Joseph McClendon III, this is the first time I've heard of him. I thought he was absolutely amazing. Oh, and I was going to say, so whoever's running the sound are amazing. The music has been fantastic. They also have a team of movement specialists. They come out there and like, especially first thing in the morning, it's like you almost have like a kind of mini aerobics type of class where you're just getting your blood pumping. They're playing great music. You're moving around. You're building energy. And that was really fun. But they come out all throughout different parts of the day, that entire team. So they've got to be ready and on point. So when they come out at all these different points along like 12 hours, yesterday was 14 hours, today was 12 hours. So I found out my time. I saw somebody in Hawaii, it's going to start at 2 a.m. their time, 3:45 my time. So actually it would be 2:45 their time. But hours and hours, and they come out all throughout different parts of the teachings and the trainings and everything. And they are incredible. They have energy, big smiles. It's really pretty impressive to watch. And then there's also another team member of Tony's. His name is Scott Harris, so I've also learned about him too. He's Australian, and he is a coach, and he was absolutely phenomenal. So Joseph led the first part of the day. Scott Harris led the entire second part of the day. And he was absolutely fantastic, an amazing presence. And we did the Wheel of Life. And you can Google that too, if you've ever heard of it. And there's different variations of the Wheel of Life. But what it is basically you're looking at different categories of your life. And there's, like I said, there's different variations. So, oops, my book just dropped. There can be, career, spirituality, family, romance, fun, creativity, your space, finances, health, social. Tony Robbins has his own particular one, but there's a variety of them. And basically what you do, and what they called it today was like closing the gaps. And, you take that Wheel of Life and you rank yourself in each category on a scale of like 1 to 10. Say if it's your health. And on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at in your health? For some people, they may be at a 10 or a 9. Some people may be at a 2. Some people may be right in the middle. But basically, it's like you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And also, too, you can be honest with the different categories of life. And it's not to beat yourself up. It's just to look at your life in its totality, and you rank those different categories, depending on the like exact model that you use. And then you pick 1 or 2 or 3 categories that you really want to focus on. And they called it closing the gap. So say if it's your health and you were at a 5, and like even what he said today, Mr. Harris, he was like, don't just go from like 5 to a 10. He's like, just go to a 7. Like don't make your goals so crazy that you can't actually achieve them, that it's like impossible. And, so we did that, which was helpful. And I've done that before, and it was really, really wonderful. And another thing that I thought was really interesting. So even though Tony Robbins wasn't there today, he's been recorded for years. He's been doing these seminars of all different types, because there's different themes for many of his seminars, for like 47 years. And he had this clip. Well, it was a video, and he told the story, and I've heard this story before, but he said something in this video that really struck me. And I thought, this is so useful as a way of like changing. It's like that iceberg model. If you've ever watched any of my other videos, I love the iceberg model, and that idea of the power of words. And he was helping somebody, and he kind of goes into this whole story when he was really young and starting out, and he was really had a desire to help people. And he goes into this story where he shares about how he was helping somebody quit smoking, and this guy was really struggling, and he goes into the whole story about it. But the person who wanted to quit smoking but was struggling to do so was having a hard time. And as Tony said it's because he associated pain with quitting versus associating the pain of what he was doing to his body. And that's kind of this whole thing. Like, if you really want to make a lasting change in a category, then you have to have a very strong reason why. And a lot of times we don't make changes because we associate the pain in the wrong place. And what really hit me with this one, I'm sorry if we're so shadowed, guys. I'm just realizing how shadowed this is looking. But for me, now that I'm older, I have become gluten intolerant, and I really struggle when I eat gluten. I mean, it makes my entire body ache really, really badly. I get really bad like joint pain and muscle pain. It gives me anxiety. It makes me feel fatigued. I get headaches really bad. Now, this only started happening in midlife, which is tragic because I've associated the pain with that, right? Because I come from an Italian family. I come from New England. I have French background. You know, our carb of choice is bread, pasta, wheat. And I grew up eating pasta and breads and lasagnas and spaghettis my entire life. And I just honestly cannot do it anymore. Now, I can do like sauce. Like, I actually have with me, I prepped meatballs and sauce. And I do have like brown rice that I can put it on, but I'm learning how to adapt my palate. But for the longest time, I have associated the pain of not being able to eat gluten versus associating the pain and really hanging on to and letting the pain of what it's doing to my body be my motivation versus the pain of like, oh, you know, it's like, no, you can find creative ways, and it's all about how we think. But I thought that was really interesting with the smoking, and it's what you associate pain with. And that may be why you're struggling to make a change in a particular area. And for me, I thought gluten. I was like, yep, that was me. And then, this was really special today. Okay, so also another person I've just learned about, her name was Siri Lindley, and she is a triathlon coach, but she also was a world champion for triathletes, and she coaches, and also her and her wife have an equestrian farm where they rescue horses, and they rescue horses that are basically set to be slaughtered. And anyway, so a really amazing lady. She came out and gave the most powerful testimony of her life, and it was so moving. If you've never heard of her, look her up. I don't know if she's done TED Talks or other talks. I don't know. I'd like to look into her a little bit more. But she came out onto that stage with the most incredible energy, and she just, it was really a beautiful thing. But her story was very, very difficult, and I won't spoil it for you in case you want to go listen to her. But she had a lot of struggles personally, but then also because she went through something very difficult, she ended up turning to athleticism and had a desire to be a triathlete. The only problem was that she didn't know how to swim. And she goes on to explain the journey that she went through to become a world champion triathlete. And it was quite a powerful story. But what I loved at the end, and also too, so she's married, and about in 2019, I believe it was, if I remember correctly, she went in to get her hip replaced because she's, an athlete. And basically the doctors were like, actually, she had leukemia. So she had to go through the whole process of bone marrow transplant, chemotherapy, everything. And she just gave quite a powerful testimony of her determination to survive, and which she has, and it was amazing. And she was so emotional, and it was like the totality of her speech. And by the time she got to the end, she was so filled with gratitude, because she was like, I'm alive. And it was just so beautifully shared and expressed. And her passion for life was just, it reached across the screen. I don't think there were too many dry eyes around there. But she said something that I absolutely loved, and I wrote it down in my regular book. Oh, I thought I had it here. Okay, hold on. Let me flip to it. I thought I had it written down. I took notes so I could kind of be on track. Because like I was saying, my brain honestly is a little fried. And I was so looking forward to going to bed early and sleeping till 4. But nope, I'll be up at 2. But anyway, she ended her testimony was saying, she's like, my life is a miracle and I love myself. And that's what she was encouraging us to do. Because sometimes I think that could be hard, don't you think? To say, I am a miracle and I love my life. And then, and I love that she said, believe in the possibility of you. So I would say to me, believe in the possibility of me. My life is a miracle. I love myself. And then she said, my life is a gift to God and a gift to this world, which is the whole point of, like, if you're attending a conference like this, if you ever decide to do it, it really is quite transformative. And that's what people are looking to do when they sign up for something like this, is to make a change. And, when we make a change, it allows us to move closer to the purpose and calling that God has for us. And that my life is a gift to God. And the way that I show gratitude is by stepping into what God would love for me to do, or what He's equipped me to do, or gifted me to do. And then my life can be a gift to the world. I don't want to play small, or like if you watched my day 1 video, we broke a board. It's like you're breaking through limiting beliefs. You're getting rid of those things that are holding you back so you can step into the life that God has for you with passion and greater purpose. And then the confidence in yourself and the love and respect for yourself too. And it was really, really beautiful. I, of course, had my food. We actually did get a break today. We had an hour break. And so I went out and walked outside. It's snowing. I saw a little bunny rabbit outside of my window. There's more snow on the ground. So I kind of wonder, like, how the little bunny rabbits get their food. I guess they dig down to the bottom through the snow, but yeah, he's like right outside my window. I wish I could show you. Maybe on Monday when I check out and I'm getting ready, I'll see that little rabbit. Of course, he comes by at just different times. Big, fluffy, thick fur right now rabbit. I saw a really beautiful raven today. I didn't have a whole lot of time, but yeah, so I am going to get myself as quickly into bed as possible. I'm really tired, so that kind of works out perfect. I will be checking in tomorrow with you to let you know how it goes, and it's probably going to be kind of a darker video. Like this one, the lighting in here is really, oh my goodness, I should have turned this way. That's significantly better lighting. But we're not going to re-record this video, but that's kind of not attractive, but you can always put a book up there. Anyway, so thank you. If you've come to this part of the video, thank you for watching. And if you have ever considered going to any of Tony Robbins' events, either live would be absolutely epic, or via the Zoom experience, has really been quite amazing. And until tomorrow, I'll talk to you then. Bye.